Am I dead?
You are banished from death.
Hello friends, it's your buddy Nick here with Game with the Guys. I just thought that was a pretty cool intro. So let's jump on into Shadow of Mordor. And we will play on story mode.
In the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie. It was here, on the slopes of Mount Doom, that the Dark Lord Sauron was defeated by a last alliance of men and elves. It is here that for 2,500 years the Rangers of Gondor stood watch, guarding against a nameless threat that all forgotten. And while the strength of Gondor faded, the power and malice of Sauron grew in darkness. He has returned to Mordor. Shadow and flame have fallen on the Black Gate, and no mortal man can stand in its path.
You're it. That is a perfect swing for killing chicken. Wouldn't want to hurt you. It'll take a lot more than that. Dear Hyle, the mighty chicken killer. Come on. Come on. Show your father what you have, huh?
Okay, well, before he gets to me, I know that I need to change my, let's see, I need to invert the aim. I always play inverted. If I don't, I absolutely am terrible at games, so I just, oops. Yes, I would like to apply the changes. Okay. And so.
You'll have to hit harder if you want to best your father.
Hard enough?
So this is a bit of a tutorial here.
Son, don't forget to block.
Perhaps you should not forget to hit.
Stay alert, dear Hyle. Your enemy will not always be as he appears.
So yeah, this is the tutorial here, but tells a little bit of the story.
Easy, son. You're not a soldier yet.
I'll have your guts.
I don't know why it kind of slowed down there for a second. That was kind of weird.
I'm all right.
That sword must be very sharp, the way that it just goes right through.
My blade shall rest in your throat.
Dear Hyle, remember your training!
Die, worm.
Probably charge faster than I can strike.
Stand fast, dear Hyle!
No one there to grab. Oh.
Don't
Oh, well, if you are trying to, if you're trying to do an attack on someone, or the, like that grab and throw there, or that stab attack like that, while you're in the middle of that, you are not invulnerable.
These orcs are much stronger than any we've ever seen.
They're not orcs, they're Uruks. They're far worse. There's too many. Go find your mother. Go find your mother. Keep her safe. I'll be right behind you. Go. Am I dead?
You are banished from death.
So once again, we get back into the playable story here. And she's singing. But this also allows you to get a tutorial in as far as how the gameplay goes while they're telling the story. Pretty clever, I think.
Happy anniversary, Mother.
Talion, this is beautiful. Where did you find it?
I still have a few friends left in Gondor.
Did you talk to my father?
Yes, I did. And nothing has changed. He's still very stubborn.
I say we go anyway.
Yeah, I will not come willingly.
There must be a better life than this.
Not now. But soon.
I'm just so tired of hiding here, Talion.
Shh. We must hide now, or we are both dead. Come on.
We should have left when we had the chance.
Don't move. I'll clear a path. I'm outnumbered. Stealth is my only advantage.
So as I've found, a lot of this game is stealth. Anytime that you're trying to take on more than just a couple of these guys, it is very dangerous, so these stealth kills are very important to weed out the herd.
Put the sword down, Ranger. The Black Hand wants him alive. Take her. He will live. I'm right here, son. I'm right here. Shirkush al-Hazushu. Kantya Pakuriza. Nakiza.
We'll be together, my love. Soon. Forever.
Shirkush al-Hazushu. Kantya Pakuriza. See for yourself.
Mordor.
Now, do you believe me, Ranger?
What has happened to me?
You are banished from death. Cast adrift between the worlds of light and dark. Curse binds us together within the walls of Arda.
If what you say is true, then how do we break this curse?
We find the one who cast it on us. The Black Hand of Sauron.
And that is the intro. Pretty cool.
This looks familiar.
Unlock Forge Towers. Unlocks the raid's memories. Press X to continue. This unlocks new missions, collectible locations on the map, and Mirren.
So, we missed one of you at Narcos, eh? An easy mistake to fix. You will suffer for what you've done! The Black Hand!
Oop. Oh, that didn't work. Like I said, you are not invulnerable at those times.
Go back to him.
Hold R1. That was my mistake there. There we go.
What do you know of the Black Hand of Sauron?
He is a fiend. Made of thin air.
What more?
A slave I had. Swears he fought him. I sold him for a keg of grog to Gimu the slaver.
These are the captains of Sauron's army. They appear as shadows because you don't yet know the identity. Press X to continue. Here we are. By interrogating enemies, you can uncover valuable information about these captains. So this is the guy he was just talking about. You have learned Gimboog's identity. This will help you hunt him down. His title, the Slaver, gives you clues about what his role is in Uruk society. You've also learned his power rating. This gives you an indication of how difficult he will be to defeat. The power rating also determines your rewards for defeating him. Rewards include runes to upgrade your weapons and increase your own P-power to unlock new ability tiers. And he is located at Main Mission. So now I have marked him as my target.
That is where we have to go.
If one can trust an orc.
Trust has nothing to do with it. His thoughts cannot lie.
Very cool shot there. Okay. Gold icons advance the story. Red icons display power struggles where Uruks compete for status. White icons represent side missions and collectibles. You have 2 available main missions. The Slaver, that's the one that we were just learning about, and the Spirit of Mordor. Alright. So now...
The world has changed. Nothing makes sense.
Nothing has changed. This is how it will be. The future and the past are linked in darkness.
I don't understand why I'm here.
And I can't remember. Let's go find the slaver. His mind may provide answers.
And there's something big down here, it looks like. Oh, there it is. Let's see if I can... Alright. So, I have to apologize. There's a lot of story stuff that just came in this first thing, and I actually want to get through a lot of that story stuff. So, I'm going to just grab this guy right here. And I'm actually going to quit with gameplay at this point, and I'm going to look at a bunch of stuff that we learned. So if you're just really interested in gameplay, go ahead and start watching the next episode, if it's up yet, which it should be up not too long after the first one. But anyway, I want to go in and look at, not the map there, I want to go in and look at, there's so much stuff in the appendices here. So I want to kind of go and like, okay, let's start with the people. Talion. A Gondorian Ranger, Talion was slaughtered on the Black Gate along with his wife, Iorith, and his son, Dyril. I think that's how you pronounce it. Talion did not find peace in death. However, he was cursed and resurrected by a powerful wraith who possessed his body and reforged him as an undying spirit of vengeance. Talion's swordsmanship, speed, resistance, and training have all been augmented by the wraith's presence within him, as though he himself possessed the power of one of the great rings. He can view the unseen world, lay his hands on his foes, and exploit their fears or dominate their wills, making him a monster to the monsters. Talion is bound to Mordor, doomed to reside there until he can destroy the Black Captains who murdered his family and face the Dark Lord who commands them. So, and then Iorith is our wife. Iorith was Talion's wife, Dyril's mother, and Hallis's daughter. She was born and raised in Minas Tirith, where her father was a guard of the citadel, where she was 19, and she and Talion fled Gondor together to build a new life on the frontier of the kingdom. She was killed along with her family by the Black Hand when Sauron returned to Mordor. And this one is our son here. Dyrel, or Dirhale? I don't know how to pronounce it. We'll say Dyrel. Was Talion and Iorith's son, born and raised on the Black Gate. Dyrel wanted nothing more than to be a ranger like his father and his grandfather before him. It was not to be. He was killed along with his parents by the Black Hand. The Rangers of the Black Gate. Gondor controlled the Black Gate for over 2 millennia after Sauron's defeat, with the Rangers keeping watch over Mordor. The Rangers supervised the building of the Towers of the Teeth, standing guard over the Gondorian prisoners who would later escape into Udun and settle there. Over the centuries, the Rangers suffered greatly, and their numbers whittled down by the Great Plague and an invasion by the Easterlings. Eventually, a small but hardened crew stood to man the watch, a brave few who were quickly overwhelmed when Sauron returned. There is so much lore to begin, so there's just going to be a lot of reading here. There are many restless spirits within Middle-earth who have not been able to find peace in death. Wights, wraiths, and ghosts of terror. Sauron, the necromancer, calls to them, all within the borders of Mordor. Should he rebuild his power and be able to command the lost army of the dead, he will be unstoppable. And these are the Uruks, the great orcs. The Uruk is the elite of all orc breeds. They are grown in huge vats as leadership caste and are a taller, stronger, better able to withstand daylight and more ill-tempered than any other lesser orcs. They are captains and commanders, bred for war and determined to take back their homeland for the Dark Lord Sauron. They impose their will with brute force. They hate beautiful things. Oh, that's awful. They will not admit to any fears, revel in slaughter, and enslave any who stand in their path. They are certain the Dark Lord has returned to lead them to their destiny as rulers of Middle-earth. And this is a gentleman named the Hammer of Sauron. Or Sauron, depending on how you want to pronounce it. The Hammer was once a man, a stretcher bearer for Gondor, dedicated to retrieving the wounded. His life changed on the slopes of Mount Doom when he retrieved Sauron's mace after the Dark Lord fell. When he took up the weapon of Sauron, he realized that his life had been wasted in saving others who sought glory in war. If men wished to die gloriously in battle, he would grant their wish with pleasure. Oh, man. He became doomed to a bloodlust that would never be sated. He has waited millennia for the Dark Lord's return to Mordor, and now his purpose has been revealed to him. So Sauron's hammer just absolutely took him over. This looks like the Tower of Sauron. As the tower's evil has grown, so has his stature. He is trapped inside armor that will not grow with him, and his agony is exquisite. He was once a Numenorean, and as he can recall, he either built a tower or was locked inside one. So he doesn't remember. His appearance is horrific. To stand near him is to feel the revulsion he feels for himself. Even his fellow captains despise the tower, although they have come to rely on his great corrupting evil. His propensity for slaughter is unmatched. He makes his victims feel his pain, and he revels in it. The Black Hand of Sauron. Black Hand is the greatest and most feared of the Black Captains. His mere presence on the battlefield spreads terror among his foes and servants alike. Some say he was once a great king from the east who brought Sauron the heads of 2 Istari as gifts. Others say that he returned across the seas of Sauron after the fall of Númenor. Still others claim that he is the Dark Lord himself, once again taking fair form within Mordor. There are many stories of his origins. All of them are lies. The only thing which are certain is that he is the master of deceit, and that he serves his Dark Lord with absolute loyalty. Talons of the Black Hand. The Talons are the elite personal guard of the Black Hand of Sauron. The Black Hand was schooled in sorcerous arts at the side of the necromancer, and he personally draws forth the Talons from their spawning vats at Barad-dûr. They are tested in battle immediately after they are dragged screaming into the world of anger, hatred, and fury. There are always 5 Talons, and whenever one falls in battle, his body is returned to the vats where his death can feed the creation of his successor. If his corpse cannot be successfully carried back to Barad-dûr, then the remaining Talons are sacrificed in his stead. Wow. Okay, so that covers the people. Mirian. These are the gold coins minted, or these are the coins minted by the elven smiths of Ergion, and Mirian became the currency of the realm, prized throughout Middle-earth. As with the Ithildin Star Moon, which they marked their doors, Mirian was wrought from the mithril, of which they traded with dwarves for. The currency would commonly be traded between the races at locations such as the market of Khazad-dûn. To honor the dwarves, Mirian pieces featured the Durin's door on one side and its great forge on the other. In the Second Age, the Dark Lord Sauron relentlessly sought the destruction of Mirian, and now the coins are supremely rare relics of a long-dead kingdom. Mordor, a land of shadow and the home of the second Dark Lord of Middle-earth, Sauron. Mordor beckons to spirits and calls dark things to its twisted heart. It is home to many monstrous creatures, among them Kerogs, Grogs, and the Ungol, monsters neither the Uruks nor their Dark Lord have tamed. Its burning heart, Urodrun, currently lays dormant. It has been still for thousands of years. Sauron's fortress, Barad-dûr, has been fully razed and is cloaked from sight by a dark shroud. The Uruks have seized all of Mordor from the Black Gate to Norn, hundreds of miles to the south. Many innocent people have been trapped within with little hope of escape. Morannon. The Black Gate of Mordor is a formidable defensive structure that spans the gap between Mordor's arid Lúthien, I can't pronounce half of this stuff, Ash Mountains, and the Efel Dwath, Mountain of Shadow. It has alternately protected Mordor from Gondorian invasion and Gondor from Mordor. Its walls are built of stone and are impregnable. The magnificent structure was created during the Second Age by the Dark Lord Sauron's forces using the power of the One Ring. Later, after Sauron's defeat at the Battle of Dagorlad, Gondorians used prison labor to construct the Towers of the Teeth. Karkast, on the other side of the Great Wall, Rangers of Gondor manned the gate for over 2,000 years, but the numbers have declined dramatically since the Great Plague. Udun. The valley is a harsh and unaccommodating land used primarily as a way station for armies with ambitions to breach Mordor or attack from it. The sprawling land was once populated by Gondorian outcasts, but is now commanded by the Uruks. Udun is bound by the Black Gate in the north and the iron jaws of Karak Ogren to the south, defended by the reoccupied stronghold Duthang, and cut by the imposing black roads leading to the fortress ruins of Barad-dûr, where the Dark Lord has retreated after his defeat by the White Council of Goldor. Jeez, these are really difficult words. Orodruin, better known as Mount Doom, there we go, is the greatest volcano in Middle-earth, and is the fiery heart of Sauron's realm. It was in the Samath Naur, Chambers of Fire, within the mountain that Sauron forged the One Ring to dominate all of Middle-earth, and this is the only place where it can be unmade. Orodruin has been dormant since the One Ring was cut from Sauron's hand in its various slopes. It will once more burst into flame when Sauron has rebuilt his power in the ruins of Barad-dûr. Speaking of that, the Dark Tower was lain in ruins since it was cast down by Gondor after Sauron's defeat in the end of the Second Age. However, as long as Sauron survives, the foundations of Barad-dûr can never be destroyed. It is to these ruins that Sauron has retreated since his return to Mordor. Hidden behind a sorcerous veil, he has begun to rebuild his power for the Great War of the Ring to come. The Great War of the Ring to come. And let's see. Let's go. Okay, these tutorials, we don't need to read that. Let's go back to nature. Ola Graug. The oversized Graug is a nigh unstoppable juggernaut of wanton destruction, crushing, and mayhem. These behemoths grow to 15 feet tall or more, and their skin grows tough and leathery, making them extremely resistant to all manners of arrows, bolts, and bladed or blunt weapons. That is what I shot at with an arrow just a moment ago. They are feral beasts, naturally combative, highly territorial, and ill-mannered. Grogs are uncommon in Mordor, but pose a genuine threat to the Uruks, especially when their lairs are encroached upon. Even trolls steer clear of the giant beast, and when they do not, they tend to die horribly. Sauron has begun to use Grogs to crossbreed powerful hill trolls, scaly monsters able to tolerate even noonday light. The Ungol. These are oversized spiders, the evil, intelligent children of the Spider Queen Shelob. While they've taken Nan Ungal, Shindarin for the Valley of the Spiders as their primary home, they've since spread across Mordor. I haven't seen one of these yet, though. Taking residence in its caves and other dark places. They're actively reporting back to the Queen. Oh, so kill on sight, basically. Their nests and lairs are littered with the crushed bones of their prey. They are not afraid to make victims of the encroaching Uruks. The recent stirrings in Mordor have emboldened Unlog and piqued the curiosity of the Spider Queen. But to what end remains a mystery. And this is the item that I just picked. It's called pipeweed. Known by many different names, this fragrant herb can be found throughout Middle-earth. Its leaves are commonly dried out and smoked in pipes by humans, hobbits, and dwarves. Because of the weed's popularity as a smoked agent, farmers have taken to devoting portions, or all, of their fields specifically for its growth and sale. The flowers of the pipeweed plant are less in demand and almost bitter tasting, but there is some evidence that these two have some value. Skilled herbalists have suggested the flowers, properly applied, can dull pain and inspire the senses. And I think that is all for lore at this time. Right now we've got a second guy here. Let's take a look at him. Let's see. Let's go back to his first page. Identity. Ratbag the Coward. Feeling like he deserves much more respect. He is located at the main mission. And this is Grimub the Slaver. We do not yet know any intel about him. Alright, well, now that you've sat through me reading tons of lore stuff, I think that we'll call it quits for this very first episode. I don't really have a way of bowing or anything like that. I'm used to playing Dark Souls where I could bow, or in Destiny I could bow or wave or anything like that. So in this, I guess I'll just have to say goodbye. Thank you for watching. We will get to a lot more gameplay in the next episode, but I think that I'll make a point to kind of pull up any lore stuff as it comes along so that it's not big and bulky like that was. So, with that said, let's look at this blue tower behind us that is so beautiful. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I think there's something down here that I can grab. It's an Ilfadin. Are there any guys around? There's the item that I'm looking for. So.
Nani here, Galar Mordor.
So there's that. And I guess this talks about upgrading items. I do not have anything, but an attribute I guess I can. So I will add a spot. You know what? I might hold off and earn a little bit more of the Mirian to upgrade something else. And
These I
oh, he was going to tell me what that was, so.
Ilden, Starman, forged of Mithril. They hold memories of the ancient past. The knowledge within may be fair or ill.
All right. Well, let me. Oops. I'm going to take a look at the. I think that it pulled it up. Here it is. Ithildin, also called Starmoon, are ancient symbols that can be found carved in the living stone and ruins of Mordor. They are relics of an ancient kingdom, invisible to all but the Wraith, who can see into the unseen world. The Wraith within Talion can view and activate these symbols of power. More to the point, he feels a distant connection with them. They are relics of his past. So we are seeing the story unlocking here. And all right, well, okay, I've done enough lore stuff, so let me quit here, and then the next one we will get into a lot more of the gameplay. So thank you for watching. I will see you next time on Game with the Guys.